Campos just trying to get room. Right footer's in the back of the net for San Antonio.
And it's great to see Dennison slot that ball home, give the home crowd something to cheer about.
So much to celebrate on our nation's Independence Day on Wednesday night at Heroes Stadium. Of course, they would end with fireworks, but it began with a soccer match. The Scorpions, top in the NASL, would host FC Edmonton for the final time this year. Scorpions looking for their 8th victory as they were wrapping up the first half of the season. Lincoln Rose and Arch Bell, as we look back at that opening half, FC Edmonton doing what they had done against everybody else in the NASL, able to frustrate them with that defense that was very rarely something that you were able to crack.
Good goalkeeping from Lance Parker and just good solid defensive play. 6 men essentially behind the ball for FC Edmonton. It produced a good first half for the Eddies. Not much on the offensive end from the visiting team. Meanwhile, San Antonio Scorpions, really the best look of the half, coming on a ball into the area from Hans Dennison. Pablo Campos heading it just wide of the left post. But a decent first half from the Scorpions, kind of just finding their way before they got revved up for that second half.
Yeah, and right before that second half, we got to hear from both head coaches, both with optimism that they could find ultimately the difference maker coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, well, we know that San Antonio has good attackers, and they like spaces to run in, and yeah, that's why we drop off a little bit. We try to press the midfielders, of course, but we want the spaces behind the back. We don't want to give that away. So until now, we're doing well. I think they had one big chance in the beginning of the game, and after that, we settled down. And yeah, but we have to go a little bit more forward in the counterattack, a little bit more precise, but we will have our chances.
Well, they've always got 6 guys behind the ball, and they've got a new system, so we're getting used to that. Our switch of play needs to be quicker and a stronger commitment on the weak side when we do switch it, so that we can get past the diamond as it slides over. And we got to work on our striker runs to open up the defense. We're just kind of sliding in front of their back four rather than checking to the ball and making runs in behind. So we need quicker movement and greater mobility in the second half.
So it wasn't until ultimately there in that second half, despite some early looks from the Scorpions, in the 66th minute, it all started with Greenfield. It would cap off for a 4th straight match with Esteban Bayona, the former Incarnate Word Cardinal from right here in San Antonio, who was able to find the go-ahead goal. Scorpions had to wait until the 66th minute, but there it is, and there he is, the man for the month of June who came out of nowhere for 3 goals to wrap up that month as his first, setting up again his teammate in Greenfield, and well, what a combination altogether.
Esteban Bayona scores the goal, but let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jonathan Greenfield right there. An absolutely brilliant service into the area, finding Bayona. Bayona with enough room. Here's Bayona with the spacing, getting behind the defense, making the run. But I can't say enough about the pass, the service in from Greenfield. The San Antonio back four, Greg Janicki, Ryan Cochran, Blake Wagner, Wes Knight, they continue to excel this season. Of course, Daryl Sattler, really the spine of this San Antonio team, able to lock down any attack from FC Edmonton tonight. Even though they brought in 3 substitutions, Matt Lamb, Porter, and Yashir Pinto, Kyle Porter and Yashir Pinto coming in, it didn't matter. San Antonio thwarting any and all attacks from FC Edmonton. Killed off the game very effectively. A good, solid, let's call it a smart win, Lincoln, a smart win for San Antonio tonight.
Next up, it will be the Islanders of Puerto Rico. It'll be FC Edmonton taking on the Islanders on Saturday. Then the Scorpions traveling for the final time this regular season to Bayamon, where they picked up a victory in their last meeting, 2-0. And we remind you, for the Scorpions, that when they take on Puerto Rico, Scorpions are guaranteed to still be in the top of the NASL standings with the win tonight. That's 3 more points. The Islanders came up short in their matchup against Minnesota. Final score from Heroes Stadium on this, a beautiful night. The 4th of July fireworks flying now in the celebration as the Scorpions prevail 1-0 over the Eddies of FC Edmonton.